Who's reading? Here's the thing right here. Listen, remember we talked about the root of bitterness springing up? How y'all doing with that? Can you just admit that we flunking? I need y'all to talk to me. I said, can we just go ahead and admit that we're not doing very good? Why we're not doing good? Because, again, we're talking about protective mechanisms that you have created in your life. So when trouble comes, you listening? When trouble comes, you use that thing to get people up off of you. But you cannot replace a protective mechanism without putting something else in its place. Are you listening? And so what you have been seeing manifesting in your life is I can't really deal with what's happening to me the way God has called me to deal with it.
Come on now.
The Bible says that you should resist the devil and he will flee. Now, listen, this is the issue with that. Because the longer you let that thing stay in your life, the longer it's going to take for you to resist it. Y'all didn't hear what I just said. So if you allow, listen to my words, if you have allowed something to stay in your life for 10 years, you resisted it 2 or 3 times, it ain't going nowhere. Why? Because it's fortified. What's pride? Say it again. Pride is a fortified thought process. So when I get angry, I throw stuff. Now, you would think about not throwing it, but it's already in your hand. See, if you don't go to pick it up, that's more resistance than you picking it up and then not throwing it. You hear me? What I tell you last week? Say one more thing. Say something else. What you asking for? Because pride, when you're dealing with pride, you're going to make pride manifest in the other individual. We say we don't like being punked. You ain't going to punk me. You ain't going to embarrass me. But all those are pride words. And so you talking crazy to me. Now I'm going to talk crazy to you. So now we both flawed in what? Pride, a fortified thought process. You ain't going to punk me. Now, I might not be a fighter. I might be a shooter. So just because your pride, it manifests in the different way, yours could be shut down. Somebody else's could be slapped you upside your head. You ain't saying nothing. And so, again, these situations are going to keep on coming up in our life until we deal with it. So I got to resist it. Say it. Say it again. I got to resist it. Say it. I got to resist it. Now, the isolation, insulation. Y'all messing me up. Isolation, insulation, and installation. So somebody had to install it. So there are some things about us that the devil has taken his time and he has installed it in us. Every time somebody starts to deal with your issues, you start crying and bawling and falling out. Then that person has to stop to see about your feelings and why you feeling so bad, and I don't want you feeling like that. So you never get to the root of your issue. What did I say last week about manifestations of what? Distractions. So distractions manifest in many ways. I gotta go pee. Somebody talking to you about how weird you are, how crazy you are, and you go to distract it and hit you. The phone, and now you just got to see what the phone say. You got to pick up an umbrella and curve to the other side of the road. You listen. You got to go cook. Oh, you know what? Oh, I forget. Why? Because you don't want to hear it. Now, I really don't want it to. I don't want to call it the devil, because y'all get offended. But that is the enemy trying to keep you out of truth. You will hear the truth, you will know the truth, and it will make you free. We gotta stop resisting when people tell us you ain't acting right. That's right. Your behavior is destructive. Hello. You are lacking in these areas. Landon's teacher called today and said for 2 days he's been acting up at school. Okay, now so you got to ask yourself, what has changed? Why is Landon now acting up at school? Well, that's easy. I know the answer. You know what the answer is? I bought him some AirPods. Hello? And I said, because you didn't empty the trash, I'm going to take them. So he begged, I want them back. I said, tell you what, we're going to enter into a contract. If you miss one time taking this trash out, you losing them, what the things called? AirPods forever. And I told him, I said, if I were you, I would wait. I would give myself a couple of weeks to train my mind. Y'all ain't listening. I would wait. I would just wait until I train my mind and my heart to take this trash out, so I will not lose my what? Now watch this. I told his mama, it will not be long. You know why? Because he didn't educate his spirit. I gave him the instruction. If he would have listened to what I was trying to tell him, he would have trained his spirit. Y'all ain't saying nothing. But you see what we're doing? Come on now. Somebody telling you, don't do it. Right. But when it happens, we don't want to deal with the consequences. Come on. Yeah. That's right. So I got up Monday morning. Hello, Walls. And he took the trash out to the curb. All that was perfect. But he left a bag of trash in the garage. Oh, yeah, I said, well, there it is. What date did he sign the contract?
It was on the 17th.
And what's today? How many days did it take him to mess this up?
No, 4, because he got it taken yesterday.
Okay, do you see what the problem is? Now he's going to school acting out because y'all missing the whole thing, because he didn't comply with the contract he signed. That's right. Wow. He was given an opportunity to do what? To wait. Let me make sure I got my stuff together. Just give me a couple of days. If he would have said, I don't want to wait 2 weeks, but I will wait until Friday. But let me make sure. Guess what? They're already gone. So now he going to school, act up, finna get the beating of his life. Y'all ain't gonna say that to me. Are you seeing this manifestation? So we get mad. Are you listening? We get mad when things don't go our way because we will not comply. Hello. There is a right way. Hello. Now, I was thinking about giving him another chance.
Have mercy.
No. Because we done went to school now. Instead of taking responsibility, see, y'all ain't gonna say nothing. See, if you keep letting them off the hook, like y'all have, see, just because God don't get you today, or next week, or next month, or next 2-3 years, trust me, you are going to pay the piper whether you want to pay him or not. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing to me. And so y'all should pray for Landon because not only is it because I'm gonna start wearing them my own self. See. Well, you think I care about him being mad? He can't whoop me. So he has to learn at 10. You have to walk this out the right way. I know your kids are cute, but you raising them to be adults, and they're gonna be little fools after a while.
Come on now.
Oh, they cute now, but wait until they sit in your living room and tell you what they ain't gonna do. I'm just gonna go to shooting. Okay, so let's go to Colossians 3. We're gonna start there. Who's reading? Who's reading? Who's reading? So, question again, how we doing with our roots? I want to see, are we passing or are we flunking? Which one are we doing? Hello? Hello? Right here? Answer me. Are we passing or are we flunking? Hello? Some is passing, some is flunking. Most of us are flunking. Why? You won't do the homework. Where does anger start? Everybody know when they finna get pissed off.
Listen.
Don't we? Hello?
Yeah.
Don't we know?
Yeah.
We know, right? How come we don't stop it?
See, come on.
Because sometimes we appreciate a good fight. Sometimes we got to have the last word. What I tell you about the last word? Hush. That is pride. Natalie Cole said several years ago, I'm catching hell, living here all alone because I had the challenge to be heard. She said, don't do it, ladies. Go get the song. You ready? All right, let's go.
Mortify therefore your members
Means kill.
which are upon the earth.
Kill. Read.
Fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection.
I told you to start at 3.
For ye are dead.
See, if you was really listening, if you was here with us at church today, you would know that.
For ye are dead,
Okay.
and your life is hid with Christ.
So you
in God.
are dead. Listen, you were crucified with Christ. See, I was crucified with Christ. You were crucified with him. Say with him.
With him.
Read what it say.
When Christ, who is our life, shall appear,
Mm-hmm.
then shall ye also appear with him in glory.
Read on.
Mortify therefore your members.
Say so then. Mortify. Read. That means to kill. That means to destroy your flesh. Read.
which are upon the earth.
Read. Wait a minute. Can you hear that's too low? Okay, we didn't cut it up. I'll come back there and hit you in the head with this mic. Come on, what did it say?
Fornication,
Fornication.
uncleanness,
These are the acts of your flesh. Read.
inordinate affection,
Read.
evil concupiscence,
Yes.
and covetousness, which is idolatry.
Now that I really want to talk about concupiscence again. Concupiscence is a longing or a lusting for what is forbidden.
Yes, sir.
What is forbidden for you might not be forbidden for me.
Right.
So now we're talking about relationship. What has God convicted me about? What has God said to me about me, and what's going to keep me safe in his arms? Hello. So what is forbidden and you go after that, that is concupiscence. Something else about concupiscence, what I tell y'all, it has like a movie component. It could be a dream, it could be an imagination or your imagination, but you keep thinking about this thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. It just keeps playing and over in your mind. Even when you're sleeping, even when you're in the bathtub, even when you're at work, you in your car. It just keeps coming. You're not asking for it to come. It just keeps coming. It could be a car. Most of the time, we see this with women or men. Somebody who you are lusting for. Y'all ain't saying nothing. And so this movie, this vision, this insight, this thing, it keeps playing in your head over and over again. You can see yourself putting on your best panties, your best bra, your pink, your Victoria's Secret with the gold V. You could just see yourself going to the door, and you knock it on the door, and he or she, you could just see it. It just plays over and over and over and over and over and over again until you end up doing exactly what you saw yourself doing. What's the driver of that? What I tell you? Pathos. Pathos, it comes, lust is sitting there. It's like a car that's idle. Okay? So pathos gets in the car, puts it in gear, and drives. So now you're lusting and you're going towards what you are lusting for. Somebody hurt your feelings. I'm going to get my gun. You can just see yourself getting your gun, load your gun. I'm going to kill it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut his throat. I'm going to shoot at it. Why? Why? Pride is what? So you are so hurt. You are so messed up. Now you got to retaliate. What's the problem with retaliating? Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So they hurt you. Now you want to retaliate. Now you acting like God. So now you got heaven upset with you. Woo, Jesus. So now you are being ganged up on, and now you don't know what to do, because now the presence of the Lord, it seems like it has left you. But he says, I will never leave you, nor can I forsake. It's impossible for God to leave you. But why do I feel alone? Jesus. Come on here. Because those are impressions. Woo, God. That's happening in your flesh. God is a spirit, and those that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So you're hurting, you feeling crazy, and now you just wanna get back.
You're right, Bishop.
Now, the getting back is when the police show up. Listen, there was a woman who saw her husband come out of a hotel with his girlfriend, famous doctor. This is years ago. And so she's sitting there driving a $140,000 Mercedes in the parking lot. So see, he's holding hand with his girlfriend. Mother starts that car up. And that was a circle driveway. And so she ran over that man 3-4 times. Now hear what I'm telling you now. She was good. Until that John said life. then she fainted. Why? Because God, everything that was propping her up and made her feeling like you had a right to do that, left when truth came. So are you understanding how you can be drunk with a lie?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Are you following me? So in the earth, there are many voices. Many voices.
Yes.
Many. In the earth right now, because of what's happening in Washington, D.C., I'm going to tell you, y'all need to hear what I'm telling you.
Help us.
The White House and every office that's in there, it is a seat. It is a spirit. It is a spiritual office. What you are seeing in the earth now is a whole bunch of transition. God. Now, tell me this. Who's sick of their job? I'm just sick of this job. Who? Let me see your hands. Let me see. I want to see your hands. Put them up there. Let me see. Let me see. Just sick of. I'm sick of this job. I hate this job. You know what that is? Spirit of transition. It's trying to push you out before your time. Now ask Chris. Just ask Chris what happens when you leave before your time. Just ask him. He'll tell you.
Talk to us tonight.
He'll tell you. He had to wait 90 days, 120 days, 90, 120 days, and he's sick. I have a picture on my phone right now where I'm talking to him in Catoosa. He's got his head like this because the word was wearing him out.
Jesus.
Because he let pissed off, he let disappointed, he let his stuff push him out of a place where he was getting a paycheck. So he had to wait until his time to do what? To get another job. That's why you can't convince him. I don't care how much.
Help us, Lord.
He don't like that job. You can hear what I better tell you. He ain't going nowhere. Why? Because he learned a lesson. So what you're feeling in your flesh right now is what's in the atmosphere. Everything is moving. You listen, everything can, and I'm gonna say it like this, everything can be shaken. It's being shaken. What's the man's name? Douglas Miller. He said, by my soul. I ain't giving no place to the devil. I've come too far to turn back now. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. And so right now, I want to say, devil, I rebuke you. I'm not moving. Say it.
Devil, I rebuke you. I'm not moving.
But that's weak.
Jesus.
I want you to say it like you mean it. Tell it, I rebuke you and I'm not moving. I feel you pressing. I feel concupiscence. I feel pathos. But I bind it up right now in Jesus' name. Come on, do it. Say, I bind it. I'm not moving in there. I'm not moving in it. I'm not moving in it. I'm not going to sell my house. I'm not going to sell my car. I'm not moving in that. I'm not downsized. I'm not moving in it. I'm not going to walk in fear. Woo! Jesus. Come on, you gonna talk to him right now. Talk. Open up your mouth. I'm not doing it.
Hey,
Jesus.
It's something moving.
You got more for us, God.
Jesus.
I told Blake, man, this goes another way too. They get in this house. And they tell him, baby, well, you gotta come on this day. No. You don't have to go on that day. You're gonna do what I say.
All right. I'm the client.
Y'all ain't gonna say nothing. So you gotta know how much control you have over your life.
Jesus.
But stop letting circumstances and situations dictate to you how you move. Hello? I ain't supposed to have nothing I got. But guess what? It's got to come through God. That's who gave it to me. Hello? So it's always his plan. It was always his plan. Hello? So now go to, hold on, let me put my glasses on. Go to 2 Corinthians 10 and 5. So y'all got that? You got to mortify. You got to kill. There are some things that's trying to move in you, and you can't let it. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I am so proud of Tyrell.
Go ahead, Tyrell.
Ask me why. Why? But you got to ask me why, though.
Why?
Y'all don't want to know. Ask me why.
Why?
Okay. It's a couple of reasons. Now, I can't tell you how many times Tyrell has talked to me about saving money. I tell him, get out of my face. You see? Get out of my face. But he gets laid off. How many months ago? 2 months ago. And he ain't missed a beat.
Amen.
He don't have butterflies in his stomach. He don't have all the blinds shut in the house and there's darkness everywhere. He just keep right on moving. You know why? Because he prepared for what? A rainy day.
Yes, yes.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
Now, the last thing he thought in a million years that he was going to get laid off. Not me. I'm getting laid off. Mine is Tyrell Hughes. Hughes is going to get laid off. I said, just hold on now. Because your brother got laid off. See? Forgot about that. Julius. Julius was laid off for a while. I think he was laid off longer than you. He was sick. Julius was sick. Tyrell walked through this like a soldier. That says a lot. But see, if you've done the work and put the money up, when they get crazy,
That's right.
ain't no problem.
Right.
I ain't gonna say nothing. If y'all find me today, but you know y'all ain't crazy. But if you tried, Lord Jesus. What did it say?
Casting down imaginations.
Okay, so now this Paphos. You see this movie, right? You seeing it? Hello? You see it, right? It's playing. You can just see yourself walking off that job. And you gonna tell your boss really how you feel. Can't you just see yourself doing it? Can't you just see yourself doing it, right? You see yourself doing it. But can I tell you what the devil ain't showing you? That 6 months you're gonna have to wait for you to find another job. And you walking off your job because you mad and see the devil didn't tell you because you quit will not be no unemployment. So you see all the information. The devil ain't gonna tell you all of that. He just wants you to do what? To react. I tell my wife all the time, I want you to listen, not react. Just listen. Listen, don't react. Listen, don't react. Say to yourself, listen, don't react. Now, he says, casting down. What did it say?
Imaginations and every high thing.
Okay, so now I see something in my psyche. I see it. I can see myself slapping you in your face. But what I don't know that you got a gun in your pocket. That's what I don't know. See, the devil ain't telling you the rest of it. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing. You see my point? See the problem? Is that the devil, he's a liar, and he lies by omission. Because then, and he'll say, well, the devil, you didn't tell me they had a gun. You know why he ain't gonna tell you? Because he wants you to get shot. The devil is really your enemy. He is not your friend.
That's right.
If you ever think he is, there's something wrong with you, he'll pat you and walk with you and talk with you and have fun with you, hello, play with you, until you get them. Just go kill all of them. Kill the whole neighborhood. Kill everyone. showing you, you're going to the death chamber too. He won't tell you that. Are y'all listening? So he said, cast it down what?
Imagination.
So here this thing comes. Here it comes. You see it. It's in full. It's playing. You see it? You see it? You see it? Y'all see it? It's playing, right? God says, in the midst of all of that, he tells you go up there and pull that down. In real time. You see how quiet y'all are? Because that's hard. That everything in my body, my anger is on 974.
Come on here.
And now you asking me to cast something down?
Jesus.
The only thing I want to cast down. Say real time.
Real time.
If you don't do it in real time, you will not get the benefit of the word of God. It has to be done in real time. You listening? So I got to cast that down. Every time I see it, I got to cast it. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Every time I got to cast it down. That don't mean cut the radio up louder. That don't mean, don't mean that. It don't mean do this. It don't mean put your head in the sand. It means cast it down. It means to speak to that. It means to tell you, the Bible says, answer your adversary quickly. I cast that down in Jesus' name. I'm not going that way. Say it. I'm not going that. I cast that down. I'm not going. I'm not saying. I'm not going. Say, open up your mouth. I'm not doing that. Woo!
Jesus.
In real time. You ever just be doing this? You so mad you just walking? Cast it down.
Yes.
Get control of your flesh. Get control of it. Because what you're saying is that your flesh is stronger and mightier than your spirit.
Right. That's what you're saying.
What I tell you last week, we gain weight because we eat.
Right.
Lust has to be fed. You notice when you first get married? Do you know that when you first get married, you gain weight? You don't lose weight.
Oh, Lord.
Because everything is about sex and eating.
All right now.
Hey, mama. Sex in the morning, then breakfast, then sex, then lunch. Sex. And so if you're not having sex, you're eating. Because lust has to be fed. Do you know this? I'm going to say, Lord, help me. Okay. Some men are highly sexed. Some women are highly sexed. And sometimes God will let you get with somebody who is not necessarily as sexual as you are. And you feel this fighting in your sexuality while married. And y'all can't get on the same page. It's because God is trying to bring that down a little bit. You got quiet in this room. You see that whole hush like that? It is like, whoo, you hear that right there? You see that right there? God is, listen, don't you say it, Bishop. God could be trying to get you to get a little bit more control of your sexuality. If you're out here saying, if I can't get it from you, somebody gonna do it. That's that. Look at that. You hear people say that all the time. You gotta hear what I'm saying. You gotta hear what I'm saying. Sometimes God is trying to get you to bring that down a couple of notches. Watch me. Because up in the future, it could be something they're waiting for you. And if you don't have that under control, you might fall. Are you listening to me? So everything ain't about what you want all the time. Hello! Look up in here. It ain't got quiet of a sanctified church, and people are looking at me funny, and they want to fight. So I got to cast down these images. Look at me. I got to cast it down. Say in real time. Say it. Listen, if you do not, please hear me, it's going to get a momentum. If you let it get a momentum, can I say this? How can I say it with these kids in here? Okay, let me find a way. Okay, now y'all know I can do this. I'm a professional preacher. I can do this. All right. Okay, Lynn, have you ever been right at there? And she said, stop. No. You got me confused. Are you saying that? A woman, you right there.
Yeah.
And he do something. You say, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got me right. Some places you can get in something so deep you can't make it back to the shore. You hear what I'm saying? You can put a bottle of vodka on the table. It's sitting there. It ain't bothering nobody. It's just sitting there. Clear. Right? Paid for. It's just sitting there. It doesn't have a voice. It's just sitting there. It doesn't have eyes, ears, a throat, a heart, a pancreas, thoughts, anger, feelings, nothing. Until what? Till you walk over to that bottle of vodka who ain't bothering you. It ain't said nothing. It ain't said, come here. Open me up and drink me because I need some eyeballs. It ain't saying that, right? But you having a bad day. And you can't get nobody to feel you. So I'm tired of feeling like I'm feeling. So I'm going to get me some spirits. Like Thor. So you drink one glass. And you ain't really feeling like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You take one sip, one little shot. Okay, I'm good. But you keep thinking, I'm pissed. Then you get to another shot. Okay, I don't need no more. I gotta go to work. You're walking around the house. You're just pissed. You go get another shot. But this time, it's a double shot. Huh? Then you feel yourself getting a little looser. You know what? I'm gonna tell them how I feel.
Please don't. Please don't.
Then before you call them, you get another shot. A triple one this time. And you drink it. Then you get that phone. Look at my face.
Oh, God.
You get that phone. You listening? And you call. Let me tell you something. What's the problem? 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 It's no longer you. It's everything that you feel. Then you call your mama and your grandma and then your daddy and then your ex-wife. And you tell the kids, get out the bed and come in here. You call on the kids, you call your grandmother, she dead. Get up, answer the phone. I got something to tell you. Y'all laughing. This stuff be pent up in us. You hear me? The manifestation of the root of bitterness is coming up. We're not delivered because we won't do the work. Can I ask you a question? How come you have a hard time saying how you feel when you ain't drunk? So there is a reason. Okay. What's the reason? Because you're like weed, what'd you say? What'd you say?
Because I don't feel as if my feelings are valid or if anyone would listen.
Say it again.
I don't feel as if they are valid or no one would listen if I told them.
Now, we know you don't have a problem saying how you feel. So why is it so easy for you?
Why is it so easy?
Yeah, because you don't have a problem cussing about that.
Oh yeah, that's cussing everybody out. Is that weed liquor?
With you, it don't matter. So we got one that says, because I feel like my words don't have any value. We got another one that says, I'll just tell you how I feel. I don't care what you think. What's the difference? It's the manifestation of bitterness. It's just two different manifestations. Are you listening? It's manifesting. But one, this is private thoughts right here. But see, the problem I have with her, if that thing ever snapped, I'm going to kill everybody in here. That's the problem with people who don't talk. Are you hearing me? See, Shaka, we know what she gonna do. She gonna cuss, scream, go off, and then she through. She said, oh, you know what? 2 days later, I'm sorry. Y'all had
You're not allowed.
I'm sorry. Y'all had to see that. And listen, but she's going to prison because she didn't kill 50 people. Well, I'm just saying. But if she would learn in real time how to say what you just did hurt me. What you just said hurt me. Listen. Because guess what? These emotions, listen, look at me, look. These emotions and feelings, they're going somewhere. So if it's like they're being suppressed, but what is the one thing that's gonna make you go pop? That's the problem. Nobody knows. It could be the woman at the fair who said, you gotta go in the back of the line. You don't know when it's gonna pop. And that's what we're concerned about. because you won't let it out. Say, I gotta let it out. Watch this. Casting every imagination. Say it. Casting. Now, do you think about saying something? But what? Did you say it? Yeah. Say it again.
I think about it, but something won't.
Now, what's the something? The imagination says, if you do this, 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 you do this. You see? So hers is volatile and hers is silent. But they're both suffering. Are you listening? Are you listening?
Jesus.
Do you know that concupiscence, if you really study the definition, it's a suffering? It's a suffering. It's a high level of emotional suffering. Oh, God. Now, watch this. Have you ever wanted somebody you couldn't have? That's a suffering. That's concupiscence. You lusting after something you can't have. You listening? It's a suffering. I want them so bad. I just want them. I just need them so bad. It's a suffering. Y'all ain't saying nothing in here. You acting like you're shocked. It's a suffering. To want something, to need something you can't have. And sometimes it's so bad, you say, if I can't have you, no one can have you.
There's something wrong with that right there.
Acrimony. If he never would have curled her that $10 million, and she would have just let her just hate me, I think she'd have been better.
Yeah, I agree.
When he took her, when he took her that $10 million check, and then went rashed in his pocket and gave her the keys to her mama's house, she said, "Oh my God! So you wasn't bad." That's why she went home to her sisters and she walked in that door like this. I'll never forget it. I would have just left. I was a sister. I would have got my stuff. I'm out of here. Because chick is gone. She takes your check, throws the check on the table. Oh, we got to check the back. No, I've already done that.
Yeah.
Because she's already did her due diligence. Because she want to know, this got to be a lie. This has to be a lie. So she's so messed up now. Watch this. She left him.
Right.
Y'all quiet? Pathos will make a fool out of you. So I got to cast it down. Say it. Say it again. Y'all ain't saying it right. Y'all saying it like you're scared.
I gotta cast it down.
How long have I been teaching? 20 minutes? 15? I've been about an hour? Oh, that's way too long. I can't keep doing that. I gotta go home. Okay, read the rest of that.
Casting down imaginations
Uh-huh.
and every high thing.
And
that
every high thing. So what's the high thing? God is a God of principle. He's a God of law. Hello? And so if it's trying to exalt itself against or above the knowledge of God, that's satanic. That's the devil. Are you listening? So this is some deep stuff. You listening? So I got to cast it down. Now, especially when I know what God has said to me. Y'all quiet up in here. So if God, look at me, if God say, be still, if you do anything outside of being still, you have entered into a high thing, or that high place. You understand? You don't want to play with this. Because I'm going to tell you something. your perpetrator, God ain't gonna deal with them until you go somewhere and sit down. I got story after story to tell you. I can tell you some stories right now. People that hurt you would drive up in a brand new car. Brand spanking new, and your car don't have wheels, tires, and engine, nothing in it.
Yeah.
Because you're mad.
I no seats.
Nothing. Windshield, nothing. They done dogged you out, they took all your money, messed up your credit, and they gone now. And they prospering and you ain't because you can't let it go.
Come on now. Come on, you have been.
Are you listening? I gotta cast that down. So I gotta say it. I gotta say it. I gotta cast it. I gotta cast it down. Say it. I gotta cast it down. In pastoring, you gotta get used to being rejected. So if I hate being rejected, yeah.
Jesus.
And that's been one of my childhood issues, unresolved childhood issues. And then I start pastoring, and now pastoring says that you're going to get rejected at least 25 times a week. So either that can drive me crazy or I can cast it down.
Cast it down.
I got to make a decision on what I'm going to do with that. Because church people are toxic people. Church people, you heard I didn't say Christians. I said church folk. So just because you come into church don't mean you're a Christian. And just because you've been saved 20 years don't mean nothing. Nothing. So I gotta cast it down. Say it again. I gotta cast it down. All right. Let me see. Let me see what else. Let me see what else I gotta do here. Oh, go to Proverbs 24:16. Y'all learning anything?
Yes, sir.
Y'all don't act like y'all happy about it.
Yes, sir.
I said, are you learning anything?
Yes.
I have learned this. I have learned this. I've learned this lesson. This hard lesson. I've learned this hard lesson. You listening? Truth hurts.
Yes, it does.
Truth hurts. Truth hurts. Truth hurts. And too much truth, Danielle, too soon. Too much truth at one time can destroy you. If God came out of heaven and sat right next to you and said, these are all the things I don't like about you, you know what you do? You just fall over and die. I mean, just going to do right now. That's so what God does, listen, you listen, God, he deals with us in layers.
Yes, he does.
In pages, in paragraphs, in sentences, and what's the word? Paragraphs, sentences, chapters, volumes. You listening? And so he says, okay, in this season of your life, I'm going to deal with you about your heart, then about your sexuality, and then about how hard your head is, and your arrogance.
That's true now.
Hello! So he's going to deal with you in layers, in chapters, and in volumes. You hear what I'm telling you? Because God knows that truth. If God said, I hate you,
Oh, Jesus.
which means he's saying, I love you less.
That's right.
If God said, I love you less, you say, wait.
God is love.
But you
God, and God said, but I'm a God also of feeling.
Exactly.
Y'all quiet in here.
Yes, he is.
You listening? And so, Jesus was a man of sorrow. He was a man that was acquainted with grief.
Yes, he was.
You listening? But Jesus, he always knew who he was dealing with.
That's right.
Oh, God.
That's right.
So he knew that Judas was a devil. Hello? He knew Peter was just lost. He just needed some help and he gonna be all right. Yeah, y'all ain't gonna say nothing to me.
Yes.
And he knew Nicodemus was a good man, but he was weak. Are you listening? And so God, he knows you.
Yes, he does.
He knows every little bitty thing about you. So you go to the beautician, you say just cut it off and then glue some on. Don't you know it? No, crack me up. And so God, okay, so they cut off 7,000 strands and they put on 15,000. He knows the hairs that's on your head, whether they came, whether your body pushed them out of your head, or you had them glued on.
That's right.
Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. He knows what's in your heart, and he knows why it's in your heart. Are you listening? Hello? Are you listening? So what I gotta do? I gotta stay with God. So I gotta stay with God. Okay, what I say? Okay, you get it? What it say?
For a just man falleth 7 times.
Listen to this. Hold on a minute. Come here, Johnny. Hold on a minute. What I say? 16. Okay. Okay. What I say?
Proverbs 24:16.
Don't be talking behind my back. Okay. 16, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now. Okay, read. Read.
For a just man
Just man,
falleth 7 times.
he falls 7 times
and rise again.
and he rises again.
But the wicked
But the wicked,
shall fall into mischief.
now watch this. Now, we're going to deal with this word mischief. So otherwise, I made a mistake. Listen, I made a mistake. So in my mistake, I need to get up and correct it. So if I hurt somebody, I got to say, hey, I hurt you, I'm sorry. We are the only people that will burn your house down and be mad at you.
Because we burned it down. Come on.
We can wreck your car and be mad when you say, no, you can't drive my car no more. Come on, I don't want, you had insurance.
Listen.
But you were driving 150 miles per hour though. Y'all missing the point. Now,
This is good.
read, I want you to read all that say about mischief. You got your glasses on? What you got?
They on
Let me
my
see.
eyeballs. They straight on me, yeah. They on my eyeballs.
Oh, that
Because they touching my eyeballs. They contact you.
all right, read. Go ahead, Johnny.
Bad or evil, naturally or morally.
Now, this is, read again.
This is for mischief.
Hold on.
For a just man falls 7
He
times
falls 7 times
and rise up again.
and he rises up again.
But the wicked
But the wicked
shall fall into
into.
mischief.
So this is what it looks, these are all of the things that it could look like. One of them are all of them. Read.
Bad or evil,
Bad or evil.
naturally or morally. This includes the second form, which is an adjective or a noun, that is adversity, affliction, bad, calamity or displeasure, distress, evil favoredness, exceedingly great grief, harm, heavy, or hurtful, or ill-favored, a marking, mischief, mischievous, misery, naughty, not pleased, sad, sore, sorrow, trouble, vex, wicked or wickedly or wickedness, worse, wretchedness or wrong.
So, I didn't fail, but the falling, you listening, ain't the bad thing. It's the staying down.
Jesus.
It's what gets me in trouble. Now, I can fall and get up wrong. So when I get up, brother preacher, then my getting up, it has to be the righteousness of God.
Yes, sir.
So you mean to tell me that I've fallen and I can't get up because I can't see? So that means that there is a process of elimination here, because I just didn't get there overnight.
Come on.
There was an internal working, a season of a brokenness or disappointed or something crazy that was going on in me, and I never told nobody. But that thing, and because now, y'all listening? I gotta quit. But because now I'm one with it. Can I tell you that this is almost reprobate? That you don't feel anymore. God is talking. God saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. You are drunk. That's not sobriety. You're not sober.
That's right.
Now, blow on your hand, blow. You feel that?
Yes, sir.
But you can't see it. But you feel it. Now, I'm gonna say this and I'm through. You ready? Okay. There are times in your life. You listen? You listen? There are times. You listening, Mom? There are times in your life you're going to feel this hardship.
Yes, sir.
You're going to feel like God has removed himself out of your life. And the only thing that you're going to have to pull on is what God taught you. Now, this is what's hard about this. You listen? Now you got to acknowledge in your trouble, I got to find somebody who I trust.
Oh, God.
Even though I don't feel like I can trust anybody.
Come on.
Oh, God.
Come on.
Good teacher.
Are you listening? And so now you are literally pressing through a place. Because you don't know what to feel, you don't know what to see, you don't know what to trust.
So good. That's right.
I want to tell you this. It's what you got to do. It's what you got to do. You listen? What you got to do. It's what you got to do. You got to fall on the mercy of God. That's the only way out. And you got to say, you know what you got to do? You got to come to this altar. And you got to put your hands up.
That's it.
How many?
I was through
with Carla. Done. There was nothing in me said I'm going back. Nothing. Lewis Wilson, this is what I'm talking about, Lewis Wilson, he preached a message. Remember what it was? He said, your opinion has become an idol. I was sitting right here. That's when we had these chairs, had the one aisle. And I was sitting right here. When he got through preaching, I got up out of my seat and I came to this altar. And I said, God, if you want me to go back, I submit. There was nothing in me that wanted that. Y'all think I'm playing with you? You can't even preach this if you ain't experienced it. I had to turn my will. I stood there and he said, I'll give me, he said, give me 90 days. That's what he said. And I said, yes, Lord. And I went home. I got on my knees on the side of my bed. And I said, God, I'm here. Y'all got to hear me, boy. If you are the righteousness of God, there is gonna come a time in the season when you got to tell God yes. I don't care what it look like. I don't care what it feel like. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they picking up. I don't care about the eviction notice, about the thing. None of that matters. I'm gonna stick with God. And people had a whole lot to say.
Oh, yeah.
And God said, just quiet your spirit. And he would just rock me to sleep. Ooh-wee. Me and God. And if there was a word, listen, if there was a word, God would speak. Then my phone went to ringing. People that I ain't talked to in years was calling my phone. Bishop, the Lord told me to tell you, he's with you. No matter how this goes, he's with you. He ain't gonna leave you. I can tell you what I'm saying. But if I had just made up in my own mind, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't care what nobody think. I don't care what nobody feel. I don't care da-da-da. And people, let me tell you about black folk, Negroes. They always gonna have something to say and don't know really
Don't know nothing, Bishop.
what's happening.
We don't know.
Y'all ain't saying nothing to me in this room.
It goes.
I've had to walk through this 1,000 times. Please hear me. To want God is to want God. There's a place in your life where you need God right now.
Come on here.
I'm serious. There's a place where you need, I ain't talking about no money. I ain't talking about no rent. There's a place right now in your life you need God.
Yes, sir.
And that thing is wearing you out. If God told you you had to live with a migraine for 20 years,
Oh, Lord. Jesus. Hey.
if God told you that you were going to stay single forever, see how quiet it is? If God told you that the job you're on right now is the job you're going to be on for the rest of your days, the same one you making now, you're going to be making that when you die. You say, y'all saying, no. See, the answer is yes, Lord.
That's it.
Because you know why? Because he has a plan.
Yes. He'll show you.
It's this ability. It's this ability to put your life in his hands.
Yes.
And that's what we don't like because we won't control. That's why people can come in this church and say, I'm leaving.
Back
I'm leaving. Then you say, well, this is what I feel. This is what I'm sensing. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm hearing. Don't matter. I'm still leaving. And then be shocked when hell breaks loose. Are you listening? My life belongs to God.
Yes.
It belongs to God.
Yes.
Who does your life belong to?
God.
Because if it belongs to you, then you're not even here anyway. Even though you're sitting here, you're not here.
That's right.
Jesus.
King Saul was a general. He was bad at it.